Pete, how much of this model was influenced by Sloss?
Oh, yeah, well, I went to Dartmouth and took geology there, and we'd go on field trips. Now you go in around Dartmouth, it's all metamorphic and igneous rocks, and then we did a annual field trip to New York State where we did sedimentary rocks, and one of the professors there, well, he got with me afterward. He said, when I was getting ready to graduate, and he said, I can tell when we go on these field trips, you're interested in sedimentary rocks, and you ought to think of going to school under Sloss. So his name was Carl, I shouldn't remember his last name, but he said you should. So he helped me get a teaching fellowship at Northwestern. So I went to Northwestern and I taught basic science for a year, and then I taught introductory geology labs, and I had a teaching fellowship for that for 2 years, and then I got awarded a real nice fellowship to do my PhD, and I did that on the upper Mississippian of the eastern United States, and
what about Krumbein?
And the old Krumbein, yeah, I worked a lot with him, and he didn't fly airplanes. He wouldn't fly airplanes, but he used to love to tell limericks, and so when I was working with Exxon, I got in the summer, Krumbein would tour around all the different Exxon offices, Durango and all the different places they had offices. And he took me with him because I did a project on mapping, and I took from the basin there in Utah, and I had a data set that I got from Bob Mitchum, and I mapped it with all the different techniques, that he taught us. And so I made this whole series of maps. So he'd bring me around, he'd bring me with him, and I'd show these maps, and he would discuss them and talk about future things and like that. And then we get the company people to bring out their work and show it to us, and he would comment on that. And that was a great learning experience because I saw all this geology in all these different basins around the world, and that was before we developed the slug model, and I was just.
Oh, what do you remember about Chuck Campbell?
Oh, Chuck. Oh, I really thought a lot of Chuck, and Chuck was a big part of my work with the timelines. He was actually the one that told me that these things were timelines, and encouraged me then to work that out. And he didn't work with seismic; he worked with outcrops and well logs.